Alright everyone, welcome back. So don't mind all this stuff. I'm just getting ready to put some stuff away here. I'm only gonna leave one soap out because I'm gonna start prepping the Camaro here for a polish and a coating. It's time. I finally figured out what's going on with this. I had a bad O2 sensor which was causing this car to have a random misfire, and so I replaced that, and so it seems to be running okay right now. I'll have to drive it for a couple weeks just straight, so I'll probably be driving this for a couple weeks until just kind of make sure the car's running fine, and then go smog it. You know, California law, right? You have to smog it every 2 years. So it's finally in a good position to where it's not misfiring on here. So I'm going to start polishing the painted surface, and we're going to put a coating on here. So I'll let you know which coating I put on here once we get to that point. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to polish out the glass. Now this car sat outside for a couple days because I don't remember what I was doing with. I was polishing the glass and coating the glass on the Grand Prix with the new Art to Shine graphene window coating version 2, and so this car sat outside for a couple days, so it's dirty, and so the best time to actually polish your glass is if you're gonna go ahead and wash your car. The reason for that is that if you're using a glass polish and you're getting some sling, you can clean that up during your wash process, because sometimes the glass polish is a little bit more abrasive than a paint polish. Just different abrasives in there. Now my glass being very clean, I don't really need to use a dedicated glass polish. I could get by with the polish I'm going to use on the paint, but for this video I'm going to be using a dedicated glass polish. I'm going to be using the McKee's 37 High Performance Glass Restore. I've used this many times. It says right here, it can remove water spots and etching, restores clarity and shine, designed for hand or machine use. I've used this before. It's a good polish. It gets the job done to cleanse your paint in preparation for a coating or a glass sealant of some sort. Now if I was doing the polishing after I was already done washing, during the prep phase, like I said, my glass is in good shape. I would just use the regular paint polish on here, which I'm going to use a Dr. Busy's NSP95. I would use it on the glass, coat right over it. No need for a panel wipe. But if you have a dedicated glass polish like this, you're going to want to do a panel wipe. So, you know, have yourself some sort of surface prep here. I have the Meguiar's M122. That's what I end up buying here. Just so people who are in California just know that CarPro Eraser is no longer to be able to be shipped to California, because it's not, there's some chemical in there that keeps it from being shipped. So again, I'm just gonna use the PXE80 here with a 3-inch. This is a Eurotech burgundy pad. It's like a heavy polishing pad or something like that. This one's dedicated for glass, because it's starting to see its end of life. It's starting to rip here. So this car has glass pretty much everywhere. The T-tops are glass. You have glass here on the side, and of course the rear hatch. So I'm going to be polishing the entire glass here, and I'll just show you the way I would do it. With this product, just, you know, you're going to be using quite a bit of product here during your initial pass. And so what I like to do is I actually like to spread this into the pad because I don't want to get sling all over the place. So I'm going to put a little bit more in here, because this pad doesn't absorb like a regular foam pad. So I'm just going to leave that dot there. So just dab it on the glass. If you want to spread it out manually, you can do that. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it on speed 3. Now as I'm polishing, one thing I forgot to mention is with this polish you don't need to tape off the trim. You can if you want, as a you know, just as a precaution if you wish, but this is not going to stain your trim. Ceraglass will stain your trim. Now, because I'm not trying to remove water spots or anything like that, I don't have to do that many passes. I'm just removing the old coating, so 3-4 section passes is good enough. If you're trying to remove defects, you're probably going to want to do about 8 section passes. To ensure that everything is removed and the polish is broken down. Okay, so that was like 4 section passes. I'm gonna go ahead and do this other side right now. And then as your pad starts to build up, product in here, just go ahead and blow it out or use a brush. If you have multiple pads, even better. So let me just go ahead and I'm gonna put a little bit more product on here. Like I said, with this you want to use an ample amount of product in here. Wipe that on the towel here. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I didn't bring my nano with me, but but just go ahead and take a little bit of polish, put some on the pad, and then I'm just gonna manually work the edges here. And just let my get quite a bit of a workout here, get into the edges where the PXE80 couldn't get in. And even if you're doing this by hand like I'm doing right here, this is more than enough to remove the old coating that's on here. As long as the polish is abrasive, you're going to remove that coating. Except most of these coatings are not very durable, and I got some polish here, so I'm going to have to clean that off when I wash the car. Now you can leave the polish on there if you want, and then take it outside and just, as part of your wash process, it's going to come off. But I'm going to go ahead and just wipe it off before I do that. So you don't have to go too hard. The pad's got its own ability to cut, and then also the product itself. So yeah, if you're going to do it by hand, it's going to take longer, and you're going to get a good amount of exercise, and you're going to be sweating, and then you're probably going to ask yourself, I should have been doing this by a machine. Let me put that back on the tool here. So one thing I like to do to remove it is like to use the panel wipe to remove it. So I actually just like to spray the panel wipe on here to help remove it. You can remove it dry if you wish, and then take another towel. These towels are junk towels now, so I'm just using them for glass. So this glass is officially polished. And one way you can tell if your glass has been, if your glass coating has been removed is when you wash it, you'll have no hydrophobic properties on here. That's how you know your glass has been properly polished out and is ready to receive another layer of, whatever coating you're choosing to use, or if you want to use a paint sealant. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish out the rest of the glass. I'm going to wash the car. Now it's starting to cool down. It's been in the 90s the last few days here in my area, so it's been pretty warm here, and it's going to be like 97 tomorrow. So the glass coating I'm going to go ahead and put on the car this time is the one from Protech, brand new coating, released. They're Swiss made. We'll go into the whole background of this coating and the application process and all that. We'll do all that in the video, but this is if you go to the website, Protech, recently released. They partnered up with the rag company, so it's NGNT. And I'll open up the thing here so you guys can look at the bottle at least until the application thing. So here's the bottle here. This is a 30 ml bottle. It's going to go a long ways. You can coat multiple windshields with this. But that's the process that I'm going to do for this car. Is I'm going to go ahead and just use the McKee's glass polish all the glass here, wipe it all off, pull the car out, wash the car in preparation for the coating for glass and paint. I'll probably recoat the trim as well to kind of touch that up, but yeah, that's it. So again, stay tuned for the follow-up, which is the application of the diamond glass coating here, and we'll get into all the details of the coating here, which I have in my notes here. And yeah, so stay tuned for that. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, everyone, welcome back. So just to kind of reiterate here, before we get to the actual coating process of the glass, I want to mention some things of the McKee's high performance glass restorer. This is not cerium oxide, so I just want to kind of mention that. This is just an abrasive polish that has a chemical cleaner in it. As I mentioned earlier, you don't always need to bring out cerium oxide for your glass. So I'm going to pan over to the Camaro here. Cerium oxide comes in handy here if you have wiper scratches on your glass, and it's going to take a lot of work to get that out. You're going to need a rotary with the rayon pad. You can try with a dual action polisher, but you'll have better results with a rotary, and you're going to need lots of time to get those out. So this is not cerium oxide. This is an abrasive polish that has chemical cleaning ability to remove water spots from your glass and prep your glass to accept a coating. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do, even though I washed the car, I'm going to go ahead and do a panel wipe on this here, because your soap is still going to have some sort of surfactant in there, and it's going to have some residue in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and lightly spray it. Actually, that was a pretty heavy spray, and I'm just going to work it in to this spot here. We'll go over the weather here. It's okay if I'm going over this piece here. I'm going to polish this car anyway, but I'm going to do the glass and get that out of the way. So we're going to let that go, and it's going to flash off pretty quick, especially right now because it's pretty hot here and humid. And so I'll just come over with a dry towel and just wipe this surface clean. Now, one thing I noticed yesterday is I pushed some polish into the crevice here, and so what I'm doing is I'm taking a toothbrush that I have here, just spray some panel wipe in there. I'm going to take my toothbrush and pick up that polish that I got pushed in. Now this, remember I told you this isn't going to stain your trim, but if you're pushing polish into a crevice there, it is going to dry white. And so I'm just going to come back and mop that up. And that's pretty much the only spot that I had on this glass here. Now I'm being a bit lazy because actually I should be taking the T-top off and coating it off the glass, but I can actually squeeze in here and put the application of it on here. So now I've panel wiped this. It's ready to go for the coating here, and I'm only going to demo it here, and once I'm done demoing that, then we're going to go ahead and I'll show you water behavior test. I'm going to let this kind of sit up for an hour. So the glass coating I'm going to be using, I'm going to turn this way because it's a bit easier. I'm going to be using the new Diamond Protech diamond glass coating. This is a brand new coating. It uses nano diamond technology on here. We'll go over the specifics here. It says diamond glass offers your car windows extreme repellency to water, ice, and dirt. This nano diamond coating is easy to apply with long-term professional results, offering up to 12 months of hydrophobic protection. And so it tells you here, use diamond glass prep, which I didn't buy. I only bought the coatings because I don't need all the prep stuff. If you're starting out, yes, get the kit, and I'll link the kit and the single package, because most of you have your panel wipes and all that, so you can just use those. So it says use their diamond glass prep to prepare the windshield and windows. Shake well for 15 seconds and apply 15 drops to an applicator. Proceed to apply to the entire surface in a crosshatch fashion. Apply more drops as necessary. Wait up to 15 minutes and polish off excess with a microfiber towel. Recommended yield 3 to 5 windshields per bottle. Car is ready to drive away. So this thing sets up immediately after you apply it. So if you apply it on the glass here, say you're only doing the glass on the weekend and you apply it, you can actually drive your car immediately to the weather, the outside world. And their coatings are the same way. Just 1 hour after you apply it, you can actually go ahead and dry the car off. So I did buy their coatings as well for paint and the wheels. So I'm just just shake this up. The other bottles have the little glass beads in here, kind of like ball bearings in here. So you just kind of shake it up here for 15 seconds, just to kind of mix all that solid material in here. And then while I'm shaking it here, we'll go over the specifics here. So I made some notes here. It says Diamond Protech diamond glass. They use nano diamond composite technology, so they're not ceramic coatings. It offers up to 1 year protection. The application window is 10 to 30 degrees centigrade or 50 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and a humidity less than 70%. So right now it's 88, but I have humidity, which we'll check right now. We'll check the conditions here. So shake for 15 seconds, and then when you apply, after you apply, you're gonna let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes, and if it's over 30 degrees centigrade or 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 to 10 minutes. So your flash time is gonna come down in higher heat, and of course your humidity, you want to be less than or equal to 70%. Second layer is optional. I didn't really find any information on the second layer, so I said probably 1 hour, because their paint coatings are 1 hour after you can put a second layer on here, and it says ready to go immediately. So we're gonna go ahead and get this set up here. Now, as I mentioned, I didn't buy the kit. The kit comes with gloves. I'm gonna put some gloves on right now. It comes with gloves, an applicator, and a towel. I have some Costco towels, which will get the job done. Costco towels, all you really need for glass, even for wheels. They'll get the job done. On some occasions, you can use them on paint. I've used them on paint without any problems. We're gonna shake that up before I move on. I'm gonna put some gloves on that I have over here. Anytime you work with coatings, just get yourself a set of nitro gloves and put them on, because you don't want your skin to absorb the coating, because you don't want that stuff in you. I know a lot of people don't wear gloves, but at least when it comes to coatings, you should, and certain other products you should wear gloves. If you're washing your car with soap, you don't need to wear gloves. Most of them are safe for your skin. Okay, so what I ended up having is I have these auto fiber saver sheets here, and I don't know where I got these free for an order. They're 8x8, and I cut them to make 4x4 applicators. I do that with the microfiber, the suede towels from CarPro. I buy the large ones and I make them as well. And so I cut it so it can actually fit onto a CarPro block. So there's a CarPro block. We put this on here, and this is a coating saver applicator. It's just in a sheet format versus the actual block. Like I said, if you buy the kit, you get an applicator with it. I didn't want to buy the kit because I can make my own applicators. I have plenty of stuff on here. So we're gonna give this one good last shake here. And actually, before I do that, let me put this down. Before I do that, we'll check the conditions because like I said, it's been really hot this entire time. So right now it's 88 degrees. We had a high of I think it was 98, 99. But the humidity makes it seem like it's hotter, so it's been pretty hot here in Southern California. So humidity is 51%. So I'm, so it feels like 93. So I'm within that zone where you're gonna get that 10 to 15 minute time frame. Ideally, you'd want to wait till it's cooler, but like I said, it's been pretty warm and it's not going to cool down that much as I'm waiting here. So let me just double check here. Yes, I'm in that window here, 59 degrees Fahrenheit, less than or equal to 70%. So I'm going to be waiting 10 to 15 minutes for the flash time. Okay, that's enough shaking here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and they tell you 15 drops, but when the first time you use your applicator, you're going to want to saturate that. I'm going to go ahead and put that down in there. Put the cap back on there to limit the amount of air that goes in there. And if I need more, I can grab more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a puddle line here. And you can see that the way it applies, it's pretty watery. This is actually my first time applying this coating. And that's normal. I saw their videos. So I'm going to go over this one more time. Okay, now if I want to get under there, I'll just take this off and then get the applicator in there. So it's on there. You can see that it's almost flashed completely off, and we'll kind of just pay attention to it. So what time is it right now? It is 5:08. So at 5:18 I can come back and wipe it off. What this product's going to do is it's going to do the sweating effect, and it's also going to do the it's going to haze. So I'm going to do the side window while I'm at it. And before I do that, actually let me take this towel here. I saw some residue in here from something. Leftover panel wipe. Okay. So again, just load it up as many drops as you feel it's necessary to put on this glass. Now, the reason I put that puddle line in the middle is so I can grab coating anytime I want. So I'm just going to level this out one more time, like so. And I pull the door open so I can actually get to the edge here. And we're going to let that set up like so. I'm going to put this on the glass here. So I'll just put like a drop or so on here, and I'm just going to work this mirror. Like I said, it depends on your conditions, and they may change. So I don't see any residue on here, so we'll just let that set up for another few minutes. And it looks like my neighbor's gonna have his party. So we'll do the windshield here. And so the windshield, I'm gonna go ahead and break it up into halves here. So you do notice a slight rainbow effect in there. Slight, I'm talking like really slight. This stuff is just like spreading water out, so just kind of keep that in mind. But then once the carriers flash off, you know, you're left with all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 layers on the front here, and I'm just gonna do 1 layer on the sides here. So it's hazed up a bit here for the remaining product. So how long has it been? It's been 1 minute. So I'm gonna come back in a few minutes here, and then I'll show you how to wipe it off here in a few more minutes. We're just gonna let this set up, and then I think I'll probably just coat like this half. So I'll probably just go ahead and apply the coating to the rear hatch here, and I'll come back and I'll show you the wipe off process on the glass. So pretty straightforward stuff. Just let it set up. I'll come back to you once it starts to haze over. I'll check it at the 5-minute mark, and if it doesn't look right, then I'll check it again. I'll come back, like whatever, I'll come back during whatever time frame it looks like it's ready to be wiped off. But once you put it on, it goes on so thin, like I don't see any residue in here. You know, it's fingerprints from inside, but I don't see too much residue on the glass here. Just kind of inspecting. There is a little bit of white haze on here, which I could probably wipe this off right now. We're gonna let this set up for another few minutes. So I'll come back. I'll let it sit for, these guys said 10 to 15 minutes. I'll come back like around the 10-minute mark, and we'll check it out and see how this thing wipes off. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and just apply it to the rear window there, and then I'll just come back and wipe things off. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start wiping this off from the top glass here. It's been a few minutes here. It's been about a little over 5 minutes, about 7 minutes here. I'm just gonna go ahead and start wiping off. Almost 10 minutes here. And so we're gonna just go ahead and check out it's really hard to see up close here. I see these little like sweat bead left over, and it looks like a white haze. So just that little white test spot there, from here where my finger's at to this side here, you can see this little white haze on here. So it's really hard to see, but I'm gonna go ahead and just start wiping this off. And we're just wiping off the carriers in here. We're not wiping off the coating because the coating's already bonded to the surface. And so it feels pretty tacky, which is normal for coatings. Once it cures, we'll see how slick, or if it does indeed get slicker. I'll flip it over to another side here. And what this is going to do is ensure that I have no leftover residue here. So it just has that typical coating sensation where it feels a bit tacky. I'm going to go ahead and pop open this door. And this one has some residue here as well. So if I do a quick little wipe there, it comes off pretty easy. So you're not going to need many towels in here. You can get by with 1 towel to get this residue off. And you're not using a lot of pressure, it's just the weight of your hand on the towel. Yeah, okay. So that takes care of that. Go ahead and just wipe the little side glass as well. So wherever you've applied it, just go ahead and start wiping it off. So I think about 7 to 10 minutes was probably the right time frame, right, for the weather that I have here. It's really hard to see on here. Again, there's some residue in here, and what I would do is I'll take my towel and wipe it like so, and I can actually see that here where my finger's at, it's pretty clean. So I can just take your towel and then just wipe off the excess product. And I'm just taking little bites out of it, just so I make sure that I have every part of it. So it doesn't feel slick, but it feels smooth. Okay, so then we'll take the other side of the towel. So you can see it's not slick because my towel bunches up on me here. Like, it doesn't feel like the Art to Shine one is slicker. That's why I like that Art to Shine one. It just feels good when you wipe it off, so you know that it's on the glass. This one, you can tell it's on the glass. Like, if I were to wipe this versus this, I can feel a slight change in the tactile sensation here. So this back window, again, very difficult to see the haze. I can see it here. It looks like a beading effect, like the sweat effect here. So it comes off rather easy. If for some reason you can't get it off with your towel during your wipe off process, just go over it again with the applicator, put some more product on here, and it'll break itself down to make it easier to wipe off. I need to redo the tint on this rear hatch. It's starting to fall off the rear glass. All these little lines that you see in here is the tint separating from the glass. Okay, we'll just go over it one time like so. Then we'll flip over to this clean side. And then what we'll do is just kind of make sure we have everything. So pretty straightforward to apply. I think what I can do here for you guys is I'm going to take the gamble here. So this side's, that towel's been used. I have a little bit of water in this thing. And so what I can do is I can spray it on here and we'll see if it beads up. There you go. So those are the beads that you're going to get from this. I'll take this off the camera here. And again, those are the type of water beads that you're going to get from the product itself. So it's pretty hydrophobic. These guys are claiming 142 contact angle. That's what these guys are claiming on here. But that's the type of beading effect that you're going to get from the glass. Like I said, it's ready immediately after you apply it to the glass. I'm going to put this back on my head here so I can kind of finish my my thoughts on here. Let me just kind of adjust the camera here. So what do I think about the application process? I think the application process for this is pretty straightforward. Again, it's all part of the prep process of what you're going to do for your glass in terms of polishing, panel wiping, and then applying the coating of choice. So it's all part of the, it's all in the prep to get the maximum performance of the coating. And I'm gonna put that right there because it looks pretty cool. Take a picture for the Instagram page. But yeah, all of it's gonna be based on your prep. So polish the glass, panel wipe it, and then put your coating on there. And just, again, this is a very easy coating to use. I let it set up for about 10 minutes before I started wiping it off. Like, it was about 8 minutes because of the temperature in here. So your flash times are going to be dependent on the temperature in your area. So temperature and humidity are going to play the key role. And it's a bit warm today. for me, and it's actually warmer in the garage, and so the the coating decided to flash just a bit quicker, but it's not a big deal. Still easy to work with. One towel is all I needed to wipe the residue off, which is pretty impressive because sometimes these glass coatings will take more than one towel. Like the Art to Shine one, you need at least 2 towels. The PNS one, you can get by with 1, but it also needs 2. But overall, very easy to work with. Hydrophobics look pretty nice here on here. I mean, they look really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this off. I'll probably put a second layer on here because I got it wet. But I imagine that if once the coating actually cures for a longer period of time, that the actual hydrophobics are going to be even better. So stay tuned for that. Now, I'm probably not going to have too much updates on here because it doesn't rain here in Southern California. I really don't take this car out in the rain. I drive it mostly in sunny conditions, and because of the drought here, it's mostly sunny these days. The reason I coat my glass is to make it easier for maintenance when I'm washing the vehicle, because it's just easier to dry a hydrophobic surface versus a hydrophilic surface. The hydrophilic surface, you need a lot of water to flood on it, but if you don't have anything on your glass, it's just going to sit there. If you have a coating on there, like this type of coating here, you can blow that off with air and get most of it off. So I just do it for maintenance washes primarily. So I'm going to just go ahead and put this on the rest of the glass, and then I'm done. I'm actually going to put this on my dad's car because it's time to redo the glass coating on his. I had the Atom stuff on there. I noticed a couple high spots on the rear windows I've been wanting to take care of for quite some time, so I'm just going to go ahead and just use this on his car, and we'll test out the glass coating in a real world environment where a car sits outside and it sees more washing, some more abrasion from the wash process, and who knows, maybe we'll get some rain this year in the winter. But other than that, thanks for watching. I hope this helps. You can see that the hydrophobics look pretty impressive for the coating. Again, I forget how much the kit costs for this. I'll post a link down below. Right now you can only get it at the Rag Company. This goes a long way. I rarely touch this bottle here. I could probably coat this car about 4 or 5 times and still have some product left over. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.